Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be breaking into the 3 most expensive tanks I ever got my hands on in World of Tanks Blitz. And let's get right into it. In the number 3 slot, we have the WZ-116F3, the newly released Chinese Tier 10. This has been the most expensive Black Friday vehicle for me to get my hands on. The Caro 45 ton was definitely expensive. I think it cost me $200 US, but because I had a bunch of gold saved up on my account before the Black Friday event, I was able to mitigate some of the money that it cost me to get the vehicle. The 116F3 was $240, so about 40 more than the Caro, and it's because I didn't have any gold, so I had to spend all the gold that I had on the bundles to get more coupons to then pick up the tank. Black Friday vehicles may sound like a deal, but unfortunately they really aren't half the time for multiple reasons. First of all, if you already have the other 2 tanks in the order that you have to buy them, then you're basically just spending a bunch of money to get tanks that you already have to get one tank that you don't. It's kind of stupid. It shouldn't be that way, but Wargaming is the master of taking your money. So, because of that, the 116F3 is the 3rd most expensive tank in my garage, a single vehicle that cost me over $200 to get my hands on. Quite the expensive price tag when you actually think about it. Now, or not 114, I meant 116. Now, I actually do like the 116. It's got some capabilities which are decent. It's got good heat pen, as we can see, able to cut through that Rinoceronte's armor quite effectively. I'm actually going to ignore this over here, though. Make my way towards the enemy IS-4 and the base cap because, well, the base cap is a serious problem that needs to be dealt with. So we have the IS-4, and there you go, nice 496 right into his vehicle. This might be a loss, though, going to be honest. Well, let's see. We got the 92 over here. He bounces me, and bonk, there you go. 465 shot into his tank, and he's dead. Alright, well, that's a good start. I'm going to reload, and it's got to be a tank destroyer in the base cap. I could be wrong, though. Maybe, nah, you know what? It's probably the K91 now that I look at it. There we go. Nice shot into the enemy IS-4. He's dead. And now we continue moving up. I'm already up to 1900 damage, which is pretty good. I'm just going to let my teammate shoot the enemy Minotauro. And with 410 damage per shot on my heat, I can easily clear this Minnow if I have to, so okay, well, maybe not. It was the K91. Wow, what a surprise. And he's backed out of the base cap just like that. I mean, congrats, I guess. Not sure what your plan was, but you did it. Let's aim it on the Conway. There you go, 516. The 116 is actually a pretty fun vehicle for me. I like the 490 damage per shot. I think the mobility is pretty decent as well. That guy kills my turret, which is a little annoying, but we aim it on the rear of the K91. There you go, 512 shot into his tank. And we have 8 more seconds left, and we'll be able to get one more shell out. We're already up to 2,900 damage in this game as it is. So, 3, 2, 1, bonk. There you go, 457. And just like that, we have a pretty solid result. The 116 is also fairly fast, achieving a top speed of 42. And because of that, you can actually, you know, get into position at least decently quick to aim it on your opponent. We have the Contra Car 1 Mark II on the side, and I'm going to wait for him to back up a bit. Aiming, and there you go. Ooh, a 613 max roll. So there you go, a 4,000 damage victory for the 116. Definitely an expensive vehicle for me to get my hands on. Not the worst, though. Not the worst on this account. There you go. Pretty good result. I don't know if we aced it or not. First class. Alright, well, let's make our way to the second most expensive, which is the Kampfpanzer 50 ton. This tier 10, when it was first added into the game, was only available in mega containers. That was it. It was added into the game in mega containers with like a 0.12% drop chance or something like incredibly slim. And for some reason, my foolish brain spent a lot of gold and a lot of money trying to get my hands on the Kampfpanzer 50-ton through mega containers. It was only until later, when Wargaming officially released the vehicle in crates, that I was able to get my hands on it. And because of that, it cost me over $350 to get my hands on the Kampfpanzer 50-ton. In fact, the amount of money that Wargaming has made off of me is quite insane when you actually think about all of the circumstances. Maybe I should stop giving Wargaming my money. But we're going to see what we can do in the KPZ. Up against us, we have a FE4202, and that's it. Oh no, and they have a CS63 in terms of mediums. Okay, well, we are going to head right into the front line, and we're going to see what we can do. We got the FE2 and 5B183 spotted already. We're going to head up mid, and see if we can get some damage out here. Now, the KPZ is definitely a tank. Okay, that made no sense, but the KPZ is definitely a tank I enjoy. So I'm not, like, the most bummed that it cost me a lot of money, because at least I've, made my worth playing in the vehicle. I enjoyed a lot, I played a lot. It's a fun tank, so I'm not too disappointed about spending a lot on it. But at the end of the day, it still did cost me a big old boatload of cash. The CS63 just got absolutely backed into a corner and killed himself there. Usually when I see a 50B on my rear, I don't push towards the 50B, but what do I know, right? Well, let's aim it on the enemy VZ. We get one 362 damaging shell into him, and we're going to put ourselves in a position where the 183 can't shoot us. Ah, but they have a 4202 in their spawn, like I could have predicted that. Why is he in their spawn? I don't know. But unfortunately for me, I'm the one who gets punished. Well, let's back up and aim in one more shell on the VZ. There you go, nice 365 shell. Obviously, tungsten does allow you to get out some pretty nasty shots. Alright, well, the 183 just fired himself. The E4 just got absolutely obliterated. That's what happens when you sit in the open against 18 tanks staring at you. The Sheridan just bonked the enemy 183, and we're going to load in a gold shell ourselves. Well, maybe not. There you go. Okay, he's dead. We have the 268 on the flank. There you go. Nice 328 damage shell into the 268. We're already up to a decent amount of damage this game. Even if I don't get too much more out, I'll be quite happy with the result here. There you go. Nice 400 roll into the 4202, and he gets obliterated by the 183. 2800 damage is not bad for a steamroll like that. We did as much as we could. We played aggressive, and I got no complaints. The Kampfpanzer really is kind of the jack of all trades when it comes to mediums. It has DPM. It has somewhat armor on the turret and really troll armor on the upper plate. I still think it's better than the E50M due to the capabilities it features, and it's a great shout. So it's a tank that I do thoroughly enjoy playing in. And then that brings us to the Tier 10 FE217 Badger. This tank is by far the most expensive tank on my account. And the reason why is because when it was first introduced into the game, it was not sold in crates. And it was a vehicle, it was sold in crates. The crates did not have charms, is what I should say. It was a 5% drop chance, and you were not guaranteed to get the vehicle. So you could keep opening crates over and over and over, and I could open 1,000 crates and not get it if I got unlucky on every single draw. And because of that, I spent over $500 to get my hands on the FE217 Badger. That's right, if you add up all the money on these three tanks, I've spent over $1,000 on them, which is insane. And it's why I'm going to start using my press account a lot more, and my main account a lot less, because I am kind of sick and tired of spending thousands of dollars on this game to make reviews on vehicles when I could buy them later when they hit the shop. The only tank that I don't have, which I've actually spent the most amount of money on, is the AE Phase 1. I've legitimately spent close to $1,000 trying to get my hands on the AE Phase 1. But because of the fact that Wargaming does not allow you to get your hands on that vehicle, well, I don't have it. It's the biggest bummer for me in the game by far. Oh, we're spotted. That's unfortunate. We can see the 4202. The thing I'm worried about is that position there, so just gonna back on up like this, and, well, we'll see what we can do. AMX M4 gets shot by, our Karo's over here. Why? I don't know, but not a very effective player. We have the AMX in front of me, and not able to do anything to the AMX at that angle, at least. We have the FE2 and 5B183 on my side, which is obviously not what I like to see. Wow, we love the accuracy of this tank. The Badger, it does have a really good gun. Like, if you can get this gun to slap, it will. It will slap really, really hard, and it'll chunk. Like, even there, that was a 428 damage shot. That's pretty good. And we have our adrenaline cooking, the AMX shoots, doesn't have the turret traverse to outmaneuver. I mean, that's already 840 damage. I was able to deal to the enemy AMX. Like, the damage output this vehicle does have is pretty insane. But, unfortunately, it is limited by, obviously, some of its other capabilities. We have the AMX showing me the side of his turret, a nice 688 max roll, and I think he's realized that his game's just Jove at this point, so he kind of gave up. Well, the 183 is dead, so I don't need to worry about that at all. We have the Rhino, which we get a nice 433 shot into, and we're already up to, well, 2,300 damage this game. Again, the damage output that this vehicle features is just ridiculous. And if you know what you're doing on a ridgeline, you can make this easily one of the scariest tanks to deal with. That 268 is right there and unspotted, so we'll take a... Oh, well, I saw that one bounce off. Alright, let's just push the enemy Rhino. And I don't really care if he shoots me, because at the end of the day, I'm going to lose 880, but this Rhino's going to lose a lot more. He's dead now. There you go. No more Rhino to deal with. We have the enemy grill, which we're going to aim in on. While this vehicle's aiming time, or should I say on-movement dispersion, is very, very bad, the aiming time, because I'm running Refined Gun, is actually pretty good. So you can make up for that pretty quickly. Now we are going to head over to the Object 268 and see if we can get some damage into him. He was last spotted right over here, and I think we'll be able to get out a decent shell. 268 doesn't pen my teammate, which is good for me, and we get a 440 damage shell into him. 113 gets the clear, and just like that, that player is taken out of the game. We have the grill. We're going to load in a high explosive. Ooh, a nice 550, although, funny enough, loading AP would have given me a 575, so... Actually, loading high explosive was less damage than my standard, which is kind of goofy when you think about it. Would have been able to kill that 1-2 on B, but our 113 was able to get it out first. The Badger is a beast, and even though its traverse speed was nerfed, in general, it is still one of the strongest tier 10s, because all you need to do is get on a ridgeline, use your gun depression and your 3,775 damage per minute, and you can get at a result like this, deal 4,700 damage in a very short game. So... I do like the Badger a lot, and I'm glad that I do have it, but at the same time, I'm always very disappointed because of the fact I spent so much money to get my hands on this vehicle. These three tanks I enjoy very much, but man, I need to stop spending money on this game, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!